Do you thrive on routine? I do too. I have a morning routine, I have an evening routine, and afternoon gets a little crazy. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now that this video is going to have a lot of pause and restart because I have a 6-year-old who loves to interrupt when I'm making a video. He's just 6. He doesn't mean any harm. Anyway. So when the whole quarantine thing started, it kind of threw me through a loop because all of my routines failed. None of them worked anymore. I wasn't getting this kid up at 6:40 to go to school. There was no school. I wasn't going to school. There's no gym. There's no running errands. There's no anything. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos about routine during quarantine. They're at the beginning. I don't know why. I would click on them and watch about 4 seconds of it. And then I would think, what am I doing? She doesn't know what she's doing any more than I'm doing. I ain't going to watch that. She don't have any advice for me. But I ended up doing a lot of trial and error stuff anyways that I had watched on YouTube and that kind of fit my old routine. And now, 7 weeks after it has all started, I think I finally figured out a new routine that works for me. I thought I would share it just in case there's something that I do now that you could pick up that would help you. Routines are very personalized. I can't say that if you do what I do that it's going to work. Just like if I did what you did, it wouldn't work. But we can learn from each other. I know you see me looking over to that pause button every time I hit pause. This is going to look odd, isn't it? And so let's start with my evening routine, because if the evening routine doesn't happen, then the morning routine totally flops. It all hinges on the evening routine, which really starts at 4:30 p.m. for me. My neighbors are going to think I'm crazy. My neighbors are going to think I'm crazy standing out here talking to my computer. Anyways, at 4:30 in the afternoon, I start cooking supper. As I cook, I try to wash some dishes right along the way so that when supper's over, I don't have a humongous pile of dishes. I just have a few. After supper is over, I have a tendency to want to just junk out on YouTube videos and do nothing for a very long time. Sometimes I let myself give in to a little bit of junk out, but I set the timer for 15 minutes and tell myself, hey, after this 15 minutes, you have to work. And I actually do that. Sometimes, though, I just skip the YouTube whatever and just go straight to work. And by straight to work, I mean clean up the kitchen, wash the dishes, clear off the table, clean off the countertops, look at the kitchen floor. If it needs to be swept, I sweep it. And if it can wait, I wait, because I'm not one of these legalistic one of these legalistic people who said that the sweep. I'm not one of those legalistic people who says that the kitchen floor has to be swept daily or the vacuum floor has to be the vacuum floor. I need to stop this video. I just had a major blooper, but I'm hoping my 18-year-old can fix it for me or teach me how. I'm old. I don't know how to YouTube. As I was saying, clean up the kitchen. Look at the floor. See if it needs to be swept or not. Sweep it if it needs to. Skip it if not. And then I tell my daughter that her chores are done because she puts up the clean dishes. I go out to the garage and I switch the laundry and grab my husband's work clothes, set them out for the next day. Kids. And set out my clothes for the next day. I hang them in the bathroom. After I've switched the laundry and set out clothes, my daughter already has the clean dishes put away by then. I go back to the kitchen and fix my husband's lunch for the next day, put it in the refrigerator. At this point, there's still some daylight. At this point, there's still some daylight, and so my kids. It feels like an odd time to take my shower and put on my pajamas. So I either go outside and do something or take my son for a walk, which is also outside. Yeah. My daughter keeps cracking up and saying, this is going to need a lot of editing. I don't know. I may just post it like it is. After I've done my outside whatever, then I go take my shower, put on my pajamas, get ready for bed, brush my teeth, yada yada. If it's not 8:30 yet, then I like to get on the Wii Fit. I know Wii is very, very old, but we found ours recently, dug it out of the closet, and it still works. I love it. I tried to go outside, but it's very bright out here. Never mind. At 8:30, the kiddo gets his bath. He gets ready for bed. We have more kids than we have bedrooms, so he shares a room with us. He goes to bed. I lay down in the bedroom floor and do some stretches, which some people think are odd, but I do stretches anyways. While I'm down there on the floor trying to stretch and possibly get my back to pop, it crosses my mind all the things that I did wrong that day, everything that I failed to do that I wanted to do, the other way around, yeah. And so I release that. I say, it's okay. And then I try to think of the things I did right and even name them off quietly, the things I did right that day. Eventually, I go to sleep. The next morning, my alarm goes off at 6:15. Whether I'm going to have a smooth flowing day or a struggle day all depends on whether or not I obey that alarm clock. It's to my benefit to get myself out of bed at 6:15. I allow myself to lay in bed and look at Facebook, email, Instagram, whatever, but only for 10 minutes. And then I'm out of bed, going to the bathroom, brush my teeth, do my hair and face, weigh and see how much I weigh, get dressed for the day. Go to the kitchen, take my medicine, back to the living room, set the timer for 15 minutes, and do my Bible study. Sometimes I'm just reading through the Bible. Sometimes I have a specific topic. Right now I'm doing a study. I'm just digging out what are the things God is for. We hear a lot about things God is against, but I'm trying to dig out what are the things God is for. And then it is time for at least 15 minutes of exercise. When the gyms closed, I kind of gave up for a while, but then I realized that the plan that the instructor gave me, I could still do a lot of those exercises modified with stretchy bands or just with my body weight. If I do more than 15 minutes of exercise, then that's just a bonus, but I have to do at least those 15 minutes. Around this time, little Hot Rod is waking up, and that's when I fix our breakfast. This is part of the routine that I had when he was still in school. I was determined that since we were going to be away from each other all day, then back then we would have breakfast together. So I still do that. When he wakes up, I fix both of our breakfasts. We have phone time, but we're together. We sit near each other. I just don't want him to feel like he's alone during that first part of the day. After we've had breakfast and stuff, then it hops into house cleaning mode. House cleaning mode could be a long topic, but I'll try to keep it short. One of two things happens. I either don't want to do it and I just drudge through it. I set the timer for 1 hour and 10 minutes. I clean according to priority, which is always this order. A load of laundry, make the beds, clean up the kitchen, living room, and then bathrooms. I hate it when I'm in that mode, but after that timer goes off, if I am not done with all those things, I just say, oh well, I did 1 hour and 10 minutes of housework. But the other one, option number 2, is every once in a while, I am just in hustle mode when that housework time hits. And whatever room I'm in, I just take care of it. Like, I'll go start the load of laundry, and I see something that needs to be taken to the bedroom. And I'll think, oh, well, I'm in the bedroom. I'm going to go ahead and just make these beds real quick. And then there's a dirty dish on the bedside table, so I go take it to the kitchen. And while I'm in there, I just go ahead and wash the dishes, blah, blah, blah. I just go from room to room and zoom. And probably within 20 minutes, unless I'm interrupted, then I get it done. I forgot to mention that part of my bedtime routine is right before I go to sleep. I get an index card and I write 2 to 3 things on it that are my intention for the next day. Things I want to accomplish. They can't be huge things. I don't want to completely clean the entire garage because that would take like 4 weeks. I'm not going to get that done in one day. But I write 2 or 3 things that I really want to happen. Maybe clean out the fridge or clean out the fan or finally organize the filing cabinet, something like that. So I'm back outside again so that the neighbors will really know that I'm crazy. After I've done all the housework, then I work on the intentions, try to get those done. I also do some educational activities with my son. I usually incorporate those whenever he first says, I'm bored. Then we do our educational stuff. However, he says, I'm bored about 40 times a day. We do not do educational stuff 40 times in a day, though. I'm in my daughter's room now. So we have lunch, switch the laundry again. Then the afternoon slump sometimes hits. You know, the time when you just feel like, I wish I could take a nap. But you don't let yourself take a nap because you know you always wake up feeling worse after you take a nap. And before you know it, it's 4:30 again. Time to start the supper and wash the dishes and all those things starts all over again. Thanks for watching.